Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about Week 3's Thursday live eviction episode of Big Brother 28. Last time on Big Brother, players twirled in tutus, and when Lyric won the power of veto, Queen Kamu nominated her target, Jason, in Lyric's place. Before I dive in, links in the description to my playlist to catch up on my previous recaps. If you like the videos, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting what you thought of the episode. But let's dive into it, starting with our Thursday night tradition.
What's Julie wearing?
Ooh la la.
Exquisite!
Julie is loving wearing cream. She's trying not to wear bright colors, so people clicking through the channels don't stay watching this show after the Kamu video scandal. She's got one small necklace and one big brown necklace, holding her lucky dinosaur tooth around her neck. We pick back up where we left off. Kamu thinks it's just a matter of time until Jason is evicted. Jason knows he needs to win the Blockbuster to save himself. Mallory thinks she can possibly survive a vote against Jason, but maybe not against Lala. And Latrice is noticing her mama's Angels Alliance could lose a second member this week. Drew likes Mallory and wants her to stay because Mallory can take shots at his alliance that he can't take himself. Players continue to strategize around the Mallory-Lala vote. Taylor coaches Lala not to bring up names when she's campaigning for votes. Taylor loves Latrice and wants her to stay in the game. Devins continues to call Lala Lulu as he and HOH Kamu plan to keep Lala. Devins and Kamu agree that Drew is playing messy. They want Drew to keep Lala, but the other side wants Drew to keep Mallory, so Drew may have to decide, and it'll be a mess either way. Melody proposes to Mallory. They consider keeping Jason if he's on the block against Latrice. He's a better competitor who can help them more in the game. They propose the idea to keep Jason to Barrett, Yash, and Lyric. Yash tells us he could be down to do it and let everyone else take the heat for it, but Barrett is in more of a pickle. He tells us in the diary room again that he knows he's on the bottom of the tool shed and that he should start working with the people that he likes. Will he though? I don't know. Drew wants Mallory to stay. He meets with some toolshed members and proposes they evict Lala just to play devil's advocate. When he leaves, Angela quickly clocks that Drew has a secret agenda and keeps pushing them to do things that only benefit Drew. Angela, Dee, and Kamu feel that Drew is playing them. Drew and Barrett meet. Barrett fills Drew in on Melody's plan to keep Jason. Drew tells us he's going to keep Mallory no matter what and is ready to play Big Brother, but this plan requires this side of the house to work together, which is tough. And of course, everyone is assuming Lala will lose the Blockbuster. This show is making it seem like Taylor's attachment to Lala is preventing them from pulling the plan together, but this group has a lot more problems that this 1 hour episode did not have time to show. Like, the show is making it seem like Drew is so down for this plan, but he was never that down on the feeds. Taylor is very torn and teary about it. It is a dilemma for her. I'm just saying this group has many other problems, which leads us to the Blockbuster competition where Jason and Mallory are dressed for a competition and Lala is dressed to lose the competition and sit on the block. They'll be playing videotape tumble. Players will remove videotapes from their tower one at a time and return them to their Dropbox. If their tower topples, their score will be locked in. The players with the most tapes returned in their allotted time will win their safety. They get started, and this Blockbuster, compared to the ones where they stare at the wall, was fun to watch. Lala drops her stack and is eliminated with a score of 2. It becomes a lively match between Jason and Mallory, getting points back and forth. In the end, Mallory wins with a score of 8-7, securing her safety from the block. But it's not a moment of celebration. Jason is devastated. It's pretty sad. Julie reveals the results to the group, and Jason is still destroyed and crying. Kamu's fake ass tries to console Jason. Jason says, "Don't touch me, Kamu." Julie opens the floor to speeches, starting with Latrice, who gives a teary speech, and Jason encourages the group to fight back as the power players are going to bully, corner, and steamroll them all. Players get to voting, and it's unanimous. Julie reveals that by a vote of 12-0, Jason is evicted from the house. On the way out, Jason tells the group to use his kettle to air out the tea, and he throws them teabag confetti. Jason is met with a warm welcome from the crowd, and Julie clanging a kettle, supporting him, which is the coolest thing that Julie's ever done. Julie has a whole new personality with this kettle. Jason is great in the interview. He's surprised that he didn't even get one vote. He explains his kettle strategy, saying he wanted to take control and show the group that they couldn't make a fool of him, only he could make a fool of himself. Julie asks Jason about his messy gameplay. He admits he was playing too hard. She gives Jason credit for being a reality icon too, asking why he didn't reveal it to the others. He just felt it would be a threat. Julie tells Jason he thought everyone hated him, but reassures him that he came in the top 3 every time America voted, and he's proud of himself for having played the game game as Jason. They give Jason goodbye messages, including one from Kamu, which was, in my opinion, extremely bad taste from the show. Lyric saying she loves Jason, Angela telling him he'll always be her messy bitch, and Lala telling Jason she wants to have a drag party. So we lose Jason here, who was a lot of people's winner pick coming into this, including mine. I felt he had the social skills to thrive in the house, and overall, we saw him being a social butterfly in the early days, especially. He won safety in the premiere and made quick friends, especially with Rome, Lyric, Taylor, Lala, and their side just unfortunately never won power for him to really play from a good position. He finds himself riding the bottom his entire stay, not helped by his messy antics like making the faces to the camera in that conversation with Angela. While he made his mistakes, their narrative supports him in the end, with Kamu taking a special fixation on him and feeling the need to put him on blast at the tea party, which led to Jason being isolated in the house, and added isolation on top of what was already an isolation from casting being the only queer representation on the season. It's crazy to me to cast someone from Drag Race who is a professional drag entertainer working in almost exclusively queer spaces and not giving them one person to make them feel remotely comfortable. If you were casting a show where a famous drag queen is hiding their identity, wouldn't you also want to cast someone who is like a Drag Race superfan who's instantly going to recognize her, maybe give her some support, or even a rivalry? That was a miss from casting, not just on a diversity level, but on a story level. I feel like Jason was expecting this experience to be very different than it was. Maybe the other house guests to be more diverse or accepting. He even planned to do drag in the house and said he brought Selena with him. But to find that you're in there with a racist, homophobic bigot who's got a bunch of friends and is targeting you and singling you out, that wouldn't make anyone want to do a drag show. In the end, I hope this experience was positive for Jason. I think the new fans he's gained and a definite invitation back for an all-star season will make it positive in the end. But I hope the show can do better in the future, because for a program that tries to brand themselves as a cool summer thing, they can be so whack and backwards all the time. I'm going to make a donation in Jason's name to the ACLU Drag Defense Fund because we owe him one for working his ass off to be entertaining, even when it wasn't good game and dealing with some bullshit for 3 weeks. So that's all I have to say about this episode. I'm writing this worried sick about the next HOH competition. We need one of the three littles to win the competition and the power this week, as they are the only three that I trust right now on the CBS lot. And we need Jason to become a wall yeller immediately. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, Mallory's Blockbuster win, and Jason's eviction. I'll be back later tonight with my week 3 player rankings. If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye.